Hello students, in this video we will start chapter 6 of NCERT, that is triangles. Now let us start with similarity of triangles. Now first of all, concurrent figures. Now you have read in earlier classes that two figures are said to be congruent if they have the same shape and the same size. Now concurrent figures have same shape and the same size. Now similar figures. Now what are similar figures? Two figures are said to be similar if they have the same shape. Now their shape should be same, but not necessary the same size. Now size can be same also, but it is not necessary that they have the same size. That means now in concurrency, concurrent figures have same shape and same size, whereas similar figures have same shape. That means all concurrent figures are similar. But all similar figures, because they may or may not have the same size, so all similar figures may or may not be are not concurrent. Now two polygons or triangles of the same number of sides are similar if first their corresponding angles are equal and second their corresponding sides are in the same ratio or proportion. Now we can say that the two polynomials are concurrent if only they have same number of sides. Second, their corresponding angles should be equal and their corresponding sides should be in equal ratio. Or in case of triangles, we can say that two triangles are similar if their corresponding angles are equal and their corresponding sides are in proportion or in same ratio. Now suppose there are two triangles, one is triangle ABC and another one is triangle PQ and R. If corresponding angles of these two triangles, that is angle A is equal to angle P, angle B is equal to angle Q and angle C is equal to angle R, and the corresponding sides, ratio of corresponding sides, that means AB upon PQ is equal to BC upon QR and that equal to AC upon PR. Then ratio of the corresponding side is equal. Then we can say this triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. Here the sign used is the sign which is used to represent the similarity of figures. Now come to exercise 6.1. Here we have to fill in the blanks with the correct option from the which are given in the brackets. Now all circles are concurrent or similar. Now all circles are similar as their radius may be different and due to which their size will differ, but they will have the same shape, that will be circular. So we can say that all circles are similar. Again, in case of squares also, the side of a square can be of different lengths, but they will have the same shape. So we can say that all squares are similar. Now all dashed triangles are similar. Now all equilateral triangles are similar. Now isosceles triangles may or may not be similar, but equilateral triangles will be similar. Now fourth question, we have already read in the definition that polynomials are similar if their corresponding angles are equal and corresponding sides are in equal ratio or proportion. Given two figures, now give two different examples of pair of similar figures. Now similar figures, two circles are similar as we have read in question number first. that all circles are similar, and two squares will also be similar. Now non-similar figure, if one figure is a triangle and another is a square, then they will be non-similar because they have different number of sides. Also, if one figure is a trapezium and another one is a parallelogram, then those will also be are non-similar, as their angles will not be equal. Now state the following. Now in these two figures we have to check whether these are similar or not. Now our first thing is that the angles should be equal. Now as we see here, this PQ angles of PQRS and angles of ABCD, corresponding angles of these two figures, are not equal. So we can say that these two figures are not similar. Now we will do exercise 6.2, but before that we will do a theorem related to exercise 6.2. Now, if a line drawn parallel to one side of a triangle to intersect the other two sides in distinct points, the other two sides are divided in the same ratio. Now we have to prove that if a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, then that line divides the other two sides in the same ratio. Now this theorem is called Thales theorem, as it was given by Thales, and it is also called BPT theorem or basic proportionality theorem. Now suppose in triangle ABC, the line parallel to BC intersects AB at D and AC at E. Now we have to prove that AD upon DB, that means this DE divides AB and AC in same ratio, that means AD upon DB equal to AE upon EC. Now in order to prove this, first of all we will join BE and DC. Draw perpendicular from D on AC, and this perpendicular is suppose DM, and perpendicular EN from E on AB. Now that is our construction, that we will join BE and CE, and then we will draw DM perpendicular to AC and EN perpendicular to AB. Now in proof, area of triangle ADE will be equal to half into base into height. So here we are taking AD as base. Now if we take AD as base, then perpendicular on AD from the opposite vertex E is EN. So EN will be perpendicular. You have already read that the area of triangle is half into base into height. Now area of triangle, now here we are taking the triangle BDE. Area of triangle BDE will be equal to half into, now here we will take BD as the base, and perpendicular on BD produced from the opposite vertex E is EN. So area of BDE will be half into BD into EN. Now on taking the ratio of these two, area of triangle ADE upon area of triangle BDE will be equal to half into AD into EN upon half into BD into En. En will cancel out, half will cancel out with half. That means area of triangle ADE upon area of triangle BDE is equal to AD upon BD. Again, area of triangle ADE, here we have to take AE. So area of triangle ADE on taking AE as base will be half into AE into DM, as DM is the perpendicular from opposite vertex D. The area of triangle ADE will be half into AE into DM. Now area of triangle DEC. Area of triangle DEC will be equal to half into base, and we are taking EC as base into perpendicular. Now DM is the perpendicular on CE produced from the opposite vertex D. That means area of triangle DEC will be half into EC into DM. On taking the ratio of these two, area of ADE upon area of triangle DEC will be half into AE into DM upon half into AEC into DM. Here DM will cancel out and half will cancel out with half. That will give us area of triangle ADE upon area of triangle DEC equal to AE upon EC. As we see in these two equations, now this numerator of equation first and equation second is same. Now as we know, this triangle BDE and DEC, now triangle BDE and DEC are on same base DE, and between the parallel lines DE and BC. Now we have read in class 9th that triangles on the same base and between same parallels have the equal area. That means these two triangles will have the equal area as they are between the parallels, same parallels DE and BC, and between and on the same base DE. Now triangle BDE and DEC are on same base DE and between the same parallels BC and DE. So we can say that area of triangle BDE is equal to area of triangle DEC, and this is equation third. Now from first, second and third, now in first and second, the left hand side, the numerator of the left hand side was equal, and from third we are getting the denominators as equal. So we can say from first, second and third, the left hand side of the equation first and second will be same, and so the right hand side will also be equal. That means AD upon DB equal to AE upon EC, which we had to prove. Now in order to remember this, that how we have to take the triangles, now see here we have to prove that AD upon DB is equal to AE upon EC. So first of all we will take AD as base. Now AD is the side of triangle ADE, so we will take the area of ADE, and where we will take AD as base, and if AD is base, then EN will be the height or perpendicular on AD. Now similarly here we have take DB as base. Now on taking DB as base, now DB is the side of triangle DBE, so in triangle DBE we will take DB as base, and if we produce BD, then the perpendicular from the opposite vertex E is EN, so EN will be the height. Now we will take the ratio of these two, and that is giving us area of ADE upon area of BDE equal to AD upon BD. Similarly, if we see the right hand side, we need AE. Now AE is again the side of triangle ADE. So area of ADE will be AE. Now we will take AE as base. So AE into perpendicular, that is DM. The area of ADE is half into AE into DM. Now denominator of the right hand side we need EC. Now if we see, EC is the side of triangle DEC. Now on taking EC as base, now perpendicular will be DM, as CE. DM is perpendicular on CE produced from the opposite vertex D, and that will give us area of DEC as half into EC into DM. On taking their ratio, we will get area of ADE upon area of DEC as AE upon EC. Now if we see first and second equation, numerator of the left hand side is same, so we need to prove the denominator as same, so that the left hand side of the equations becomes equal. As we know, triangle BDE and DEC. Now triangle BDE and DEC are on the same base DE, which is common side of these two triangles, and these two triangles are between DE and BC, which are parallel lines. So we can say that the area of triangle BDE and DEC are equal, and that makes our left hand side equal, which means if left hand side of the two equations is equal, then right hand side will also be equal. That means AD upon BD will be equal to AE upon EC. Now second theorem of this exercise is, if a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then the line is parallel to the third side. That means this is converse of the previous theorem, or converse of basic proportionality theorem. Now this theorem is proved by taking DE such that AD upon DB equal to AE upon EC. Now suppose AD upon DB is equal to AE upon EC. Now if this DE is not parallel to BC, we can draw DE dash parallel to BC. To draw DE dash parallel to BC. Now if DE dash, now here in triangle ABC, DE dash is parallel to BC. So by basic proportionality theorem, which we have proved earlier by BPT, we can say that AD upon DB is equal to AE dash upon E dash C, as E dash is parallel to BC, and this is our equation second, and this was the equation first. Now as we see here, the left hand side of equation first and second is equal, so their right hand side will be equal. So from first and second we are getting AE upon EC is equal to AE dash upon E dash C. Now on adding 1 to both sides of this equation, we will get AE upon EC plus 1 equal to AE dash upon E dash C plus 1. On taking LCM, it will be AE plus EC upon EC, and that equal to AE dash plus E dash C upon E dash C. Now if we see in the figure, AE plus EC will be equal to AC. And AE dash plus E dash C, AE dash plus E dash C will again be equal to AC. Now this AC will cancel out, and this will give us 1 upon EC equal to 1 upon E dash C. And on taking reciprocal, we are getting EC equal to E dash C. Now, if EC is equal to E dash C, then we can say that E and E dash are same points. So this is possible only if E and E dash coincide. That means this implies that now if E and E dash coincide, that means DE dash is the same line as DE. And if D dash is parallel to BC, then DE will also be parallel to BC. That means DE is parallel to BC, which we had to prove. Now in exercise 6.2, first question is in figure 6.17, first and second, we have to, if DE is parallel to BC, then we have to find EC in first and AD in second. So I am doing first part of it. Here this DE is parallel to BC. So by basic proportionality theorem, we can say that AD upon DB is equal to AE upon EC. And value of AD was 1.5, BD was 3, AE is 1, and EC is not given to us. This we have to obtain. So EC will be equal to, this can be written as 1 by 2. EC will be equal to 2 centimeter. And this is our solution. Similarly, we can solve the second part of it by taking the ratios of the sides equal. In question number second, E and F are points on sides BQ and PR respectively of triangle PQR, for which the following cases state whether EF is parallel to QR. Now I am doing third part of it. Now if EF is parallel to QR, then the ratio PE upon EQ should be equal to PF upon FR. Now we will find out the ratio, and if that ratio is equal, then we can say that the lines are parallel. So PE upon EQ will be equal to, now here PE is given to us, and EQ is not given to us, but from the figure we can say that EQ will be equal to PQ minus PE. This will be PQ minus PE, and that means PE was 0.18, PQ is 1.28 minus PE, and PE is again 0.18, and this will give us 0.18 upon 1.1. And on solving this, we will get PE upon EQ as 9 upon 55. Similarly, we can find the value of PF upon FR, as FR is not given to us, so we can find FR on subtracting PF by PR. FR will be PR minus PF, and that is again giving us the ratio as 9 by 55. Now as this ratio PE upon EQ is equal to PF upon FR, that was 9 by 55, so we can say that EF by converse of BPT, we can say that EF is parallel to QR. and in case the ratio doesn't come equal, then EF will not be parallel to QR. In third question, LM is parallel to CB, that is LM is parallel to CB and LN is parallel to CD. We have to prove that AM upon AB equal to AN upon AD. As LM is parallel to CB, LM is parallel to CB, so in triangle ABC by BPT we can say AL upon LC is equal to AM upon MB. Now this is our equation first. Again, LN is parallel to CD is given to us. LN is parallel to CD. So in triangle ACD, we can say by BPT that AL upon LC will be equal to AN upon ND. And this is our equation second. Now as we see here, the left hand side of the equations is same. So right hand side will be equal. And that will be AM upon MB will be equal to AN upon ND. So from first and second we are getting AM upon MB equal to AN upon ND. Now here we have to prove that AM upon AB equal to AN upon AD, and denominators we are getting the denominators as AM and AN, which we have to get. But here numerators are AB and AD, and we are getting MB and ND, which are the parts of AB and AD. Now, on taking reciprocal of both sides, we have to change the denominator. So first of all, we will make them as numerator. On taking reciprocal of both sides, we will get MB upon AB equal to ND upon AN. As we know, MB plus AM will be equal to AB, which we have to obtain. So we will add 1 to both sides of the equation, and on taking LCM we will get MB plus AM upon AM equal to ND plus AN upon AN. MB plus AM will be equal to AB and ND plus AN will be equal to AD. On taking reciprocal again, we will get AM upon AB equal to AN upon AD, hence proved. In question number 4th, DE is parallel to AC. Here DE is parallel to AC and DF is parallel to AE. We have to prove BF upon FE equal to BE upon EC. First of all, DE is parallel to AC and DE is parallel to AC. So in triangle ABC, DE is parallel to AC, which I have made here separately. So by BPT we can say that BE upon EC equal to BD upon DA, that I have taken as equation first. Now again, here DF is parallel to AE, DF is parallel to AE. So in triangle ABE, here in triangle ABE, DF is parallel to AE. So BF upon FE will be equal to BD upon DA by BPT. This I have taken as equation second. Now from equation first and second, the left hand side is equal, so right hand side will be equal. That will BD here. Right hand side is equal, so left hand side will be equal. That means BE upon EC will be equal to BF upon FE, which we had to prove. Now in fifth question, DE is parallel to OQ, that means DE is parallel to OQ and DF is parallel to OR are given to us. We have to prove that EF is parallel to QR. Now here DE is parallel to OQ. DE is parallel to OQ. So in triangle POQ, here DE is given parallel to OQ. To POQ, D is given parallel to OQ. Here I have made it separately. So by BPT we can say PD upon DO equal to PE upon EQ. That is equation first. Now second one, DF is parallel to OR is given to us. DF is parallel to OR. So in the triangle POR, DF is parallel to OR is given. So we can say by BPT that PD upon DO equal to PF upon FR. If we see first and second equation, the left hand side of the equations are equal, so right hand side will be equal. That means PE upon EQ will be equal to PF upon FR. Now as we see here, if PE upon EQ equal to PF upon FR in the triangle PQR, then EF will be parallel to QR by converse of BPT. Now in sixth question, A, B, C are the points on OP, OQ and OR respectively, and AB is parallel to PQ and AC is parallel to PR are given to us. We have to prove PC is parallel to QR. Now AB is parallel to PQ is given to us. AB is parallel to PQ. So in triangle POQ we can say that by BPT that OA upon AP equal to OB upon PQ. That is equation first. Now again AC is parallel to PR. AC is parallel to PR. So in triangle POR we can say that OA upon AP equal to OC upon CR. Now we can also make this triangle POR separately if there is any confusion. Now here in these two equations the left hand side is equal, so right hand side will be equal. That means OB upon BQ will be equal to OC upon CR. And if we see here, OB upon BQ is equal to OC upon CR means that BC is parallel to QR by converse of BPT. From this we can say that by converse of BPT, BC is parallel to QR. Now in question number 9, ABCD is a trapezium in which AB is parallel to DC and its diagonal intersect each other at O, so that AO upon BO equal to CO upon DO. Now a trapezium ABCD is given to us where AB is equal to DC, is parallel to DC and diagonals AC and BD intersect at O. We have to prove AO upon BO equal to CO upon DO. Now first of all we will make a construction. We will draw PO parallel to AB. Now this I have taken as equation second. Now in triangle DAB, if we draw this triangle DAB, now PO, now O is on DB. So PO is parallel to AB. That means DP upon PA equal to DO upon OB or BO. This is equation third. Now again, as we see we see that in equation first AB was parallel to DC and equation second PO was parallel to AB. Now that means PO will be parallel to DC as both are parallel to AB. So PO is parallel to DC from first and second. PO is parallel to DC, and in triangle DAC, if PO is parallel to DC, then DP upon PA will be CO upon AO. This is our equation fourth. Now if we see third and fourth equation, the left hand sides are equal. So DO upon BO will be CO upon AO from third and fourth. Now these can be written as DO into AO on cross multiplication and CO into BO. And this DO into AO equal to CO into BO can be written as AO upon BO and CO upon DO, and that we had to prove. Now in question number 10, the diagonals of a quadrilateral ABCD intersect each other at point O such that AO upon BO equal to CO upon DO, so that ABCD is a trapezium. Now AO upon BO equal to CO upon DO is given to us, that I have taken as equation first, and we have to prove that ABCD is a trapezium. For this, first of all, we will draw PO parallel to AB, that I have taken as equation second. Now in triangle, if PO is parallel to AB, so in triangle DAB, DP upon PA will be equal to DO upon BO. That is equation third here. Now from equation first, AO upon BO is equal to CO upon DO, and this can be written as AO into DO equal to CO into BO. Now AO upon DO equal to CO into BO can be written as DO upon BO equal to CO upon AO. Now this we are doing because in first equation, in third equation we are getting DO upon BO. So here we will take this BO to the left hand side to get DO upon BO, and that is equal to CO upon AO. Now from third and fourth equation, we see that here DO upon BO is present in both of these equations, and this one is equal to DP upon PA and CO upon AO. So DP upon PA will be equal to CO upon AO. Now if DP upon PA is equal to CO upon AO, then by converse of BPT we can say DC is parallel to PO. Converse of BPT we can say that PO is parallel to DC or DC is parallel to PO. Now in equation second we have drawn PO parallel to AB, and we are getting that PO is parallel to DC. That is, PO is parallel to AB and DC both. That means AB will be parallel to DC, as line parallel to same line are parallel to each other. And if one pair of opposite side is parallel, that means here AB is parallel to DC, that means ABCD is a trapezium. Thank you.